Oh,
another Ramble Radio, motherfucker!
But it's video,
dude.
It's video.
You're not gonna believe this shit. Are you not gonna believe this shit?
What? You're 18, not 17.
I'm 18. I'm not 17.
All right, just checking.
So you can brush that Matt Gaetz sweat off your brow. You did it. And secondly, it's also radio.
No, I don't
also radio,
I don't believe
baby. No, it's also radio.
It's video, and she's 17.
She's only 7. And okay, you ready? You ready to get rocked again?
What?
Okay, you think it's just you and I?
Who else would it be?
Back from a packed Globe Life field in Arlington, Texas, Cody Villafana. He went to go catch COVID just to see the Texas Rangers home opener. There he is, and what an exciting game that must have been. I think they lost 6-1. That was absolutely. I mean, as a Ranger not fan, it was probably fun, but
yeah. But I mean, it's about the experience. You only get one opening day in a new stadium with new fans and stuff. And
right.
I'm an Astros fan, of course, but I just for the pop culture element of it all, you really just had to be there. Yeah.
And your undying urge to get fatal COVID.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know.
You want to get that Brazilian shit. That's what Cody.
Yeah, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna play it cool for a while until some variants are available and I can really change it up.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I want to just kind of collect them all.
You probably got so many variants there. You created your own variant.
That is right. Yeah, the Villafana variant. That's it's gonna be.
There may be a Texas Ranger variant strain now of
that
COVID.
might start the Ranger variant, the Ryan Express.
And
variant.
I think that will probably be the most notable thing about their season this year.
Absolutely,
too.
That is the only thing they could hang their hat on. Sadly, let me ask Cody a question: is being a lifelong Astro fan?
Yeah.
Is it hard to see Biggio's son as a Toronto Blue Jay? Should he not be an Astro?
I mean,
that just doesn't make sense.
It would be super cool. I mean, Craig Biggio is my favorite baseball player of all time. I mean, that's why I got into baseball. I was a terrible second baseman for many years because I was such a fan. And
his kid plays second base, right?
His kid is an infielder. He was playing third base today.
Oh wow, okay.
But it's cool. I mean, I think it's cool. It makes me feel old, which is crazy.
Right. That's your first time feeling old, I bet.
Honestly, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Where
it's going to happen a lot more.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But my favorite baseball player as a kid now has a kid in the majors is
pretty crazy. Crazy.
It's not.
Maybe he gets traded to the Astros. Maybe something happens.
That'd be cool.
I just think it's weird. If you're, I'm not even an Astro fan, but if your last name is Biggio, you should be a fucking Astro.
Yeah, but you don't want to be in that shadow. That's a big shadow.
That's a good point. He is like the team.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that shadow. You want to carve out your own niche. Like what's his face? Who is the guy? Ted Williams' kid plays for the Giants.
Did he really?
Or his grandkid. Ted Williams'
grandkid.
Or Yastrzemski, not Ted Williams.
Okay. Yeah.
His grandkid plays for the Giants, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And he wears a different number too. He doesn't wear.
Oh wow.
That's just too much.
It's too much. But
I do like that team though because like it's like all the sons of the famous people and stuff. So like it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Dante Bichette's son Bo.
It's like the new Avengers.
Yeah.
Dude, here's my weird question is about I've lost my train of thought too. God damn it, I had a good one too. It was a doozy, but now I'm blanking. Motherfucker. Maybe it wasn't a doozy. If I forgot, it probably wasn't that big of a deal. If I already fucking forgot the question. But we were talking about kids, right, playing shit. I'm gonna get there. It's gonna happen.
Kids
but
playing baseball.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Baseball,
I think I've already
second generation stars.
Second generation stars. Biggio. Something.
Okay, we found it?
Yes. Is there a chance Ted Williams isn't technically dead?
Oh.
Isn't he frozen or something?
I think
weird
his head was frozen, right?
His head is frozen. So we just need Gene Wilder to put his brain
right.
Peter
or
Boyle.
Just a cybernetic body. We just RoboCop Ted Williams.
I don't know if we want a RoboCop. I don't know if we want a Ted Williams.
Do we want that? Yeah, that's
with complete impunity to do whatever he wants.
Right, that wouldn't be good. And I think it is 2 outs now. Rangers. Okay, I spoke too soon. The Rangers could theoretically still come from behind, but at the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, it is 6-1 Toronto. So Cody, I hope it was worth it to catch that Rona, though. So let's get down to it. Boy, Kong, Godzilla versus Kong.
Did you see it?
Yes. Did you finish it, Cody?
I did finish it.
Did it pick up?
I said during our podcast that it should be called Kong versus Godzilla versus boring secondary stories because all it is just a bunch of like boring ass human stuff for like 80%
that nobody
of the
cares
movie.
about. I don't care.
So I mean, the only way to do it is to have like a 90-minute CGI fight. Otherwise, no one's going to care about anything.
I'm going to disagree even more. I think the only way to do it is to have a 90-minute dudes in rubber suits fight because I mean,
that's what made the original Godzilla so watchable.
That's what I loved about it.
Suit.
That's what I loved about it. And this, I thought, even okay, this is going to be, and I love all the Ramblers. I don't hate, please, to those because I know a lot of Ramblers enjoyed this film. I thought the fights were boring. It got old after the first fight. The only
I think the first fight is
the battleship. That's it. The battleship fight's the only good one, and that was good. Once they get off into the city and shit, I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
There's a section of the movie where Kong is in Hollow Earth, like floating around and with rocks and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What am I
this
watching?
Is so boring.
What am I? And how is there a sun in the middle of the Earth, Cody? Did they explain how there's a giant sun in the center of the Earth? I didn't get that.
I think
either.
Brendan Fraser did in Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, I missed that.
Isn't it all part of the same universe apparently now?
Is it?
I don't know. Why not?
Shit. Maybe.
Why not make it all part of the same universe?
Why not? Well, I just like it was, and it
maybe
was
the Genesis device was launched down there. I don't know.
It was exactly how I called it. Not that I'm a genius. I'm not a genius for this, but it was Eddie. Spoiler alert, it was the Three Amigos Cochise plot. At first you meet Cochise, you don't like him, and then you're friends.
Yeah, friends.
That's exactly what happened.
Of course it is. It's like Batman versus Superman.
Right.
It's all, anytime you have two iconic things going at each other that people love, it's always the Cochise Three Amigos plot.
And they fight three times. 2 out of the 3, and the only thing that I thought did it justice was, yes, 2 out of the 3 fights occurred exactly like they should. Godzilla just mopped the fucking floor with them, and that's exactly what would have happened. And it was like, and so it was.
Well, Godzilla has super weird powers.
Yes, and all right, we're just gonna spoil the fuck out of this. So what happens is there's a pointless kid who knows sign language who has taught Kong sign language, and Kong.
So Kong is that gorilla that could speak sign language.
From Congo.
Coco. So Kong is basically Coco.
He's a giant Coco. He's a massive Coco, and who's from the Hollow Earth. And this little kid, and so Godzilla basically puts Kong into a coma, and Kong is dead. He's like half dead. He's dying. Because Godzilla fucked him up. Godzilla's like, all right, enough's enough. I'm just gonna fuck this thing up. And then, of course, Mecha Godzilla shows up.
Okay. What's Mecha Godzilla? I don't know any of this.
You've never seen Mecha Godzilla from the old movies?
It's pretty much in the name.
I did not grow. I was one of those kids that did not grow up a Godzilla fan. I did not care or watch any of it.
If you just say the name out loud, like
Mecha
Cody
Godzilla,
said,
just a bigger Godzilla,
a big robot Godzilla.
It's a mechanical Godzilla.
Oh, okay, Mecha Godzilla. Okay, big robot Godzilla.
That was created by a corporation to destroy all the monsters. They thought,
but still in the same form of Godzilla.
Yeah,
it still looks like a giant robot lizard.
Version. Yeah, and what was really maybe the dumbest part.
That's
of the plot,
design they went with.
Yes. And the dumbest part of the plot, I thought, was this. Maybe Cody, I don't know if you want to weigh in on this. You might have a much dumber part of the plot, but what I thought was the dumbest thing was the people who designed it. So this dude sits inside of a little booth and he controls Mecha Godzilla, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they've decided to feed the DNA of what was left over of King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Into Mecha Godzilla. So of course.
By the way, Jerry, you've seen the other Godzilla movies, right?
Yes, of this line.
I've seen them too. I've seen those. Yeah.
So that pilot character, the guy who was piloting Mecha Godzilla, is the son of Ken Watanabe's character from the other movies. Which, by the way, do they ever acknowledge that or connect the dots?
Because they make a big deal out of the Stranger Things girl being the son of the Friday Night Lights guy, but they didn't mention it. And then
How long does this Kong vs. Godzilla take place after the last Godzilla film or Skull Island?
You want to imagine Skull Island was in the 70s, I think. So this is a long time has passed. And
Godzilla,
now,
how far is Godzilla back from that last Godzilla movie?
He's maybe a few. Oh, that's a good question. I would say I'm going to assume like 5 years.
I'm assuming it's aging in real time, probably.
Yeah, so maybe 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And
like you do in that Godzilla movie, you age in real time.
You age in real time watching it. You age.
So fucking boring.
So the King Ghidorah, I'm assuming the King Ghidorah DNA just takes over Mechagodzilla. It kills the pilot.
So now it's a cyborg. Mechagodzilla's now
it's just
cyborg.
An evil cyborg robot with a mind of its own. And then one of the Skarsgård dudes and Rebecca Hall take the deaf chick, and they literally they have this massive device that just defibrillates King Kong. It's just a massive clear. And then they bring so Mechagodzilla's fucking up regular Godzilla.
Okay.
And then King Kong wakes up and is like, what the fuck? And then the little hearing impaired girl just goes, Godzilla is your friend. And he goes, oh, all right. And he just the thing that just killed him. And he's like, oh, cool, okay. And then so then King Kong shows up and the two of them fuck up Mechagodzilla. And it was like they almost have this weird like respect. And then they both walk away. Like that's literally what happens. Like Godzilla kind of gives King Kong.
Yeah.
He just gives him I hope you find your bike, Pee-wee.
It is the one outcome you can predict is that they both team together to fight Mechagodzilla,
right.
Yes.
and then they just separate as like
But Godzilla absolutely wholeheartedly kicked Kong's ass in the movie.
Yes, they give the King Kong fans one moment where King Kong has like a magical axe from Hollow Earth, and with that, he's able to fuck up Godzilla once, but then once Godzilla comes to, he just fucking mops the floor with Kong. The first time they fight, he fucks him up, and King Kong has help. Like the first time they fight, all these dudes are shooting missiles at Godzilla, and so he's taking damage from everywhere, and he still fucks Kong up. They have to pretend Kong is dead to get Godzilla to leave. They just like, look, just stay down. And that makes
Stay
Godzilla
down.
Okay, I got it. Yeah,
so we talked about this too on our show, but we were talking about how King Kong's size seems to differ based on what scene it's in, right?
Sometimes he looked like, wait a minute, he's as tall as a skyscraper, and then now he's like half the size of a skyscraper lying down on a battleship. Like a lot of it didn't make any fucking sense.
His perspective is different because like in the first scene he's giant, like he's fucking huge, and then the rest of the movie it's like he just gets progressively smaller as the movie goes along,
and then he'll get big. I'm not mad at big dumb shit. I love big dumb shit, but this I couldn't get. I was like, this is, and I think there's actually something that's a little, especially now, a little problematic and kind of eerily tone deaf in a very bad way. Cody, I don't know if you remember this scene, but there's a scientist guy who's kind of like the comic relief of the film, and the kid from Hunt for the Wilder People, I think, and the girl from Stranger Things, they find him, and he's living in Japan. I forgot, but they knock on his door, and he wants to stay undercover, so he just literally does the hackiest like Asian person accent.
Oh God!
And it's just like, is this really happening right now? Is
this
like
actually end of Christmas Story bad?
It is because those were actual Asian actors. This was fucking Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's bad. It was like Mickey Rooney and like, what the fuck is happening? Do they need this scene? It was. There's a lot of. So I just couldn't, man. I wanted to love this movie because I as a kid, I loved that Kong versus Godzilla black and white thing. I wanted to love this. I loved Godzilla movies as a kid. I wanted to like all of these fucking movies. I can't.
Here's the thing. It's like the whole like you need to turn your brain off and enjoy the movie thing. That would be fine if this was like 90 minutes of them bashing the shit out of each other. Yeah. It's like 50 or 60 minutes of boring human mythology stuff.
Shit you don't need.
And then like just 30 minutes of them actually fighting. And change that ratio around, man. Like,
man.
come on.
That is like it. Yeah. It just. I mean, it was bad. I mean, but it does open the door though for our wish to the sequel. Now that Godzilla has defeated Kong, Kong can become his trainer, and you know what I mean. Like, he may push him.
So we're gonna get the beach scene.
We might get.
We're gonna get the Rocky 3 beach scene.
And look, either one, or if you want to do Godzilla becomes Kong's trainer, since what does he have left to prove, right?
That's
Maybe
true.
Godzilla's his Apollo Creed.
Kong wants to learn something from Godzilla,
right?
Yeah.
He can eye the tiger him, like Rodan's fucking up King Kong, and then Godzilla just starts screaming eye the tiger, and then fucking Kong's like, I fuck you, like it was. But yeah, it was. I was. A lot of it was just, man, y'all just threw a bunch of shit in here. Nobody needed it. Cody was the dumbest character ever, the evil daughter of the guy who owned the corporation. That was so bad.
I told someone it was like a villain in a Fast and the Furious movie level bad.
Yes, that's what she was. Exactly. Oh my god, my dad always gets when and we're like, all right, Kong's gonna kill her. Something's gonna kill her here on Skull and then this fucking hollow. Oh, it was. So now let's move on to more popcorn entertainment that I find a little more enjoyable. I'm a little bummed that they've seemingly abandoned the Isaiah storyline.
You know, I haven't seen the latest episode yet, so we'll be tricky on spoilers here.
I did enjoy this episode.
They did mention it though. They did bring it back up.
They brought it back up, but I really wanted to see I mean, you know, you're right. But I wanted them to go a little deeper there. However, I did enjoy. This was my favorite episode.
Yes,
this was my favorite episode. I liked the action in it with the character, you know, who I will not mention, who we've seen in the trailers, but when you actually see, like, oh, there they are. Yeah, that was great. I really think this was.
Well, you learn a lot more about. I'm trying not to be driving into spoilers, but the whole where the super serum thing happened and what's going on. Like, you get a lot more of that information.
And what I liked about this episode was you finally saw we don't know who this other character is that they're hinting at, but the flag breaker villain.
Yeah.
You finally get to see them be a little more evil because you were pretty sympathetic towards them in a lot of the early, you know what I mean? Like, they really didn't come across as just a big bad. Yeah. Right? She was you definitely saw her motives. But in this one, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's a villain.
Yes.
She does a couple of things.
Well, as she says, after she does what she does, this is the only language they understand.
Right.
So she still has her core values, but she's being pushed to a place that she feels she has to go in order to achieve her goal.
And it's like, okay, well, this is where you become bad. And one thing that I really, Eddie warned me, but I still was not ready for that final shot.
Oh.
And I was like, oh! Like, it literally.
Yeah. Shit's going to get real.
It was, to quote Cypress Hill, when the shit goes down, you better be ready. When the shit goes down. Like,
yeah. One character's in a lot of trouble.
Well, I think both. I think all of them are in a lot of trouble because I think they're going to be blamed for this.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it. Like,
their fault. Yeah.
Well,
one guy's fault in particular.
It was. So, Cody, this is the, you will almost say the Falcon and Winter Soldier have their point of no return moment.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh.
I'm probably going to watch tonight, so.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
So by regular Ramble, we might be able to.
Nice.
Discuss
they have
detail.
their, oh, you guys are going to do this? Okay. And I thought it was done.
They had to do that. That the girl we were talking about had to cross a line. Like, all the characters in this episode have to cross a certain line to get where they want to go, even though they're not going to be able to come back from it.
They're not, and it was. I thought that was, and I really loved how the line they crossed was. I just love the way that was shot because it had very much like an Ocean's 11 feel to it. Yeah, and it was. Yeah, and then so I thought that was it was a fun one. So
I think it's gonna get real. I think it's gonna pick up quite a bit from here on.
Yeah,
the last 3 episodes.
I mean, with that last scene, it's like, okay, this is talk about.
He's got some shit to answer for to them, and then
boy, do they ever? It is gonna be fucking man. And they give you a little bit of the tease early on when they're like, you know what this person's done, right? And then it's fucking. Shit, it was. I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, Eddie, but I think I might have been expecting a reveal on who this power broker is. That's not spoiling anything. That's the name of the episode, but we still don't know. I thought maybe that's what it was going to be. But
well, there's a couple locations that have been named in this episode that maybe give a hint to possibly who it could be.
One thing when they showed the island, I was like, can we just have one guy who's dead because he's got 3 claws embedded in it? You can tell he's been punctured. Because there's an island they go to, Cody, that in the comic books is like Wolverine's Vegas. Is that the best way to put it?
Yeah.
That's where Wolverine goes to kind of just lie low and have a blast. Is like this kind of lawless island. And they mention that, and we also get, and this is not going to spoil anything because there's no payoff yet.
No, not yet.
There probably won't be if Feige is true to his word. But I think, is this the first time we've seen it in a film?
Yeah, I think so.
We get Doctor Doom's home country. We have Latvia. We finally get to see Doctor Doom's we get to see Doctor Doom's country for the first time.
Is he the power broker? Is he trying to get his hand on the super soldier serum?
I wonder who that power broker is. I didn't want to Google anything because I don't want any theories. I just want to go in surprised.
I was just like, as soon as I saw those 2 locations, my mind started spinning for like, okay,
yes.
who's the power broker? Who's the power broker?
Yeah, like what the fuck? So this is, but I just don't know if the thing is, I don't know if Doom would need that. To me, he would just create a better version in his own.
But we don't know this MCU's Doctor Doom.
Right. Yeah. So,
we know the comic book Doctor Doom. We don't know what Feige has in mind for Doctor Doom.
And one last thing, have you all seen the new Loki trailer?
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
That looks like that is going to be a lot of fun. I think that's just going. I'm going to say it's going to almost. It feels like it could be Thor Ragnarok, the TV show, if that makes sense.
Would be great.
Like it's going to be a lot of fun action, but a lot of comedy and a lot.
Do you feel that I know originally stated that Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to come out before WandaVision. That was supposed to be the first thing out. Then we were supposed to get WandaVision and then Black Widow, or Black Widow and then Falcon, Winter Soldier, Black Widow. It's supposed to go that way.
Yeah.
Because this works so much better to me if this had come out before, just because you see what the world has become post Snap.
Yep.
And like how they're trying to restructure the countries and the people that were in power once are trying to get that power back, and the way the world has grown in those 5 years, people are. That's the whole resistance. The super soldier resistance in this show is about them trying to not let these people get power again. The way they don't want the world to go back to the way it was.
So I think it is. Logically, this would have made sense to have come out first after. Right?
Because WandaVision was like this cool little unique thing that really played well in the format it was given on a weekly episodic basis. Yeah. This would have been a good movie, Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it would have been. Yes, I agree. It's been fun. I think this was my favorite episode, though. Yeah. And we can't wait to see what young Cody thinks. And as fun as this has been, we are under contractual obligation.
Why? He hasn't violated the terms of the contract yet. We really need to look at this contract.
Amazingly, he has not. As stunning as that is.
Usually, there's a morality clause somewhere in the contract.
Something.
You know what? You know what? It's weird because if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I believe I saw him in the midst of Globe Life Park at the Rangers game. Leading the charge behind.
Wow!
If we could get some video evidence of that, we may be able to get him out on technicality.
We could get him out on. Man, that would be Jesus.
Yeah, I heard it was his idea to have it fully unmasked.
Oh, okay.
Or in full capacity, but I don't know.
No need for a question, Pence. The cat is out of the bag. Somebody give young Cody there, what do they call that little magnifying glass? He figured it out. Yes, I've also been moonlighting as the governor of Texas, and I love it. I think we should have everybody everywhere. And, are you ready for this? If you go to Globe Life Park and don't cough or lick your neighbor, you're a pussy. That's a new law. You're officially a pussy now. How big of a pussy? Not as big as He-Man's mother's, which, by the way, Globe Life Park is inside of He-Man's mother's pussy. Bet you didn't know that one, did you, fellas? That's how big her vagina is. And play ball! Well, there we go.
All right.
Yeah. This makes a lot of sense now.
You're a pussy if you don't lick somebody.
Or cough on them.
That makes you a pussy. By law, makes you a pussy.
Yeah, but this explains a lot, including the winter storm. If he was the governor of Texas at that point,
Oh, sure.
It just kind of makes a whole lot of sense.
If you let the free market be, beautiful things will happen. It's been proven in Texas. All right, there we go.
All right.
There it is.
He should move to Austin.
Absolutely. Funny you say that, Eddie. I'm opening up my own comedy club. Inside He-Man's mother's pussy! Okay. Well,
Great. Can't wait to showcase.
Cody, I'm sorry, buddy. I hate to make you fall.
It's fine. You can find me at Cinesnob Cody on Twitter. You can also find the Cinesnob podcast. Now that movie theaters are reopening slowly, if you want to see reviews of movies that you may be able to re-enter the theater for, check out that podcast. Re-MCU,
Are you going to have a "Is it worth COVID" segment?
that would be a good, is it worth risking? Yeah.
Is it worth risking COVID?
Yeah, we should do that. Re-MCU, Marvel, but that'll get back on track soon. Corn Stream probably on the way out. It has been for a while. But you can check out old episodes featuring both of you gentlemen in the archives. So.
Fuck yeah.
Patreon.com. I'm on the Ralph Report 5 days a week. And then on Tuesdays, Fridays, you can catch Ramble Radio. Right here. Wednesdays, you catch Ramble right here. And Thursdays, we got Good Will Hunting. We didn't do it last week. We had some time issues. But this week, I think we're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. There we go.
Right here.
You could see me every Monday as a smug nerd on my social media with Eddie as my director. I'm going to start soonish. I'm going to start doing my YouTube videos again. And then every night during all this, maybe for a long time, I'm going to be on Twitch, twitch.tv/Retro Rocha. And then on Mondays, Cody and I play sports on that. We got to find a way to have Eddie come in for this. We got to do this. Eddie needs to start calling these matches. And we took this week off Monday night because it's the national championship game. We just want to enjoy that, let everybody enjoy that, and then we'll be back next Monday, baby, for more of that good shit. So there you go. You know where to find us. We love you all. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow for a regular Ramble. We'll see you Thursday as we talk Back to the Future, and then we'll see you Friday for one more of these as we start putting more names into the stall. This is going to be great.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Woo. Take care, everybody. We love you all. Stay safe. Bye.